actual table. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Oh. Yeah. We are here at the Ocala Fast Pool in Ocala, Florida, about to start our second game of the day with the All Star men's team from Florida versus the All Star men's team for Texas. All right, we are getting ready to start this second game of the day, standing for the national anthem. All right, getting ready. Both teams. Now we're waiting on the refs after this break between the games. Both teams huddling up to have final words of strategy before this game. I'm like 2 hours. told this morning. Yeah. All right, we are getting ready. Both teams are going to go line up, have final words with their coaches. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Nice. Yeah. So what was your favorite one? The cat. Was it like a fun build too? Because I know like sometimes it can get like just repetitive or like annoying. Understanding. Oh yeah. Right, we are almost set up for the ball drop of the second game of the day. This is the Florida Nessie All-Star team swimming off against the Texas All-Star team. This is number 12 for the Nessies. That is Dane Fox here for the Nessie swim off. Swimming off against number 6 for Texas, Grant Farrar. Now we're swimming off. Ball dropped. Retained by the Nessies. That was number 12, Dane Fox. Passing around and back. Looking into their set. Intended for the set. Swept away by number 6, Grant Farrar. Texas ball. We're back to offense. Ball going down line to number 9 for Texas, Eric Mosher. And into the center, that was number 8, Joseph Johnson. Back up top with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Will he get a shot off? No, end of the shot clock. Now it is Nessie ball going to offense. Let's see what they can do for us in transition here. Passing into the center, that is pass to number 10, Suber. Passing all the way over to number 12, Dane Fox. Back up top, back in the center to number 7, Pardo, drawing that ejection of player Joseph Johnson for Texas. This gives the Nessies a power play opportunity here. 6 on 5. They are man up and shot and scored by Alejandro Delgado for the Nessies. Nessies are now up 1-0 over Texas. Texas here looking to tie up this game. Both teams here trying to gain momentum in this game as we're starting off. Passing the ball over to the weak side, that 4-5 side. Ordinary foul committed on number 10, Serrano. .15 seconds left on that shot clock. Halfway and shot and score for number 10, Pablo Serrano. Texas goal, tying this game 1-1 against the Florida Nessies. ordinary foul committed on the Nessies. Passing down line, trying to look in that center, trying to gain position. But offensive called on the Nessies, so that means Texas ball. Now we're looking for a transition goal for Texas. Ordinary foul there. This is Eric Mosher with the ball, passing down to number 6, Grant Farrar, but it was just behind his head. Didn't quite see it. Now with the ball is Dane Fox for Florida, passing to Suber. Up top with number 7, that attempt was made by Emmanuel Pardo. We are still tied here 1-1 as Texas gets the ball back. Passing over to number 3, Colton Coney, and into the set, but looking for that ball under, not able to get there. That was number 7, Emmanuel Pardo, with the ejection, but now there's a turnover. So number 6 for the Nessies scores. That is Gage Budis. All right, Nessies off to a lead, 2-1. Texas looking to tie this game now. Passing the ball down line. There's a driver in the middle, but passing the ball back to the top. Ball down at that weak side wing, looking to turn the player. That was number 8, Joseph Johnson, turning that player. And into the post, not quite able to get up high enough for that pass. That attempt was for number 9, Eric Mosher. Nessies back on offense. Ball with number 15. That goal with number 15 is Ty DeWatcher. That was a goal for the Nessies, giving them a 2-goal lead here in Ocala against the Texas All-Stars. Nessies 3, Texas 1. Both teams choosing to sub, get some fresh legs in the water here. Ball currently up top with number 5, Nicholas Duncan. Passed over to number 2 and into the set. This is Colton Coney. A little bit of an extra tussle down there with the goalie and Coney. We'll see how that plays out for the rest of this game. That's number 15 to an assist. Ty DeWatcher. Assist by Ty, goal by Benton Suber for the Florida Nessies, giving them a 3-goal lead now, up 4-1 over Texas. Ball up top for Texas. Working the ball to that weak side wing, but offensive called for submarining in the center. So now it's Nessie ball. Nessie's back on offense, looking for this counterattack, but there's an ejection called, and another ejection is called. This is a double ejection. That was number 5, Nicholas Duncan, and number 11 for Texas, Andrew Duncan, both ejected for a Nessie man-up possession. Passing the ball around. That is called a ball under, so Texas pushed the ball under the water on one of the Nessie players. So Texas is back on offense after that 6-on-4 opportunity for the Nessies. That was an attempt made by number 2 for Texas, Al-Ramahi. Currently with the ball is number 9, Lucas Levy. And shot, goal for Lucas Levy of the Florida Nessies. Florida 5 against Texas's 1 goal in this first quarter of this game. All right, Texas back on offense, looking to pick up a goal. Ejection of number 15. That is Ty DeWatcher for the Nessies, giving Texas a man-up opportunity here. Passing the ball all the way over to the other side. Back up top, nice drive, catch, and shoot opportunity for number 3, Colton Coney. Made the attempt, deflected by the goalie, gives us a new shot clock and a 2-meter opportunity. The previously ejected player is only out for that 20 seconds, so whenever his time is up, he can go in. But shot came off, and now it is Nessie ball. Looking for this Nessie counterattack. We have number 7 for the Nessies, Emmanuel Pardo, not able to connect with the back of the net. Back to Texas ball. Passing down to number 8, Joseph Johnson with the ball right now. Working it up. Walking it up with the fakes. Passing it into the set. Colton Coney with the goal for Colton Coney. Nessie still up by 3 with a score of 5-2 over Texas. Texas choosing to substitute some players, get some fresh legs in the water, help with some counterattack defense. With a defense-first mentality is really important in this sport. Ball pass down to number 3, Delgado, back up to DeWatcher. Into the center it goes. Ordinary foul called. And trying to tip it out to number 7, Pardo, a little too high. 7 seconds left on that shot clock, and it's deflected off the goalie for a 2-meter and a new 20-second possession for the Florida Nessies. There's a drive in the middle before play even happens, and there is an ejection called on number 10, Pablo Serrano, giving the Nessies this power play man-up opportunity, 6-on-5. Working the ball around, dry passes only here. Passing into that post player, deflected off, and not off the goalie, allegedly not off the goalie. So now Texas ball again after that shot attempt made by number 3 for the Nessies, Alejandro Delgado. Ordinary foul committed over on that weak side. Looking for an open player. Number 10, Pablo Serrano, spun his defender, got the shot off, but just nearly missed the cage. Number 1 for Texas, able to steal that ball. That is Evan Reynolds for Texas. Stealing that ball from the Nessie counterattack. Passing it down, Texas on offense. Number 5, Nicholas Duncan, looking to get this shot off here. There you go. It's another 2-meter deflection by the goalie. Shot attempted by Nicholas Duncan. There's 24 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Ball's up top, passing into that post player. That was number 9, Eric Mosher. 15 seconds left in this game. Shot clock left in this quarter, excuse me. Ball with number 3, Alejandro Delgado. Shot comes off just a little too high. Ball comes in, 7 seconds left in this game, quarter. Shot coming off by number 5, Nicholas Duncan, but arm got hit, didn't go too far. That is the end of our first quarter. This is Florida 5, Texas 2, as we end this first quarter and go to their corners. Now, it might look like Florida's off to a healthy lead, but a 3-goal lead really is not that much in the sport of water polo. Texas definitely has the opportunity and the time left to make a comeback here in this game against the Florida Nessies. Both teams talking about what went well that period and what they could do better. Texas trying to come up with a new defensive strategy to stop the Florida Nessie counterattack and offense. Both teams coming back in now, getting ready for this swim-off to start the second quarter of this game. Florida Nessies currently have 5 goals opposed to Texas's 2 goals. Now just waiting on the referees. We are here in the Ocala Fast Aquatic Center in Ocala, Florida, bringing you a game for the Florida Nessies and the Texas All-Star men's team, 18 and under. In the first quarter, the Florida Nessies coming out to an early lead, leading the Texas All-Star team 5-2. Starting the swim-off. Ball able to be retained by the Florida Nessies, and there's an ejection of number 2, Al Ramahi, giving the Nessies their first power play of this period. Into that post player intended for number 7, Emmanuel Pardo, but he was then swallowed up by the defense. There's another ejection on number 2, Al Ramahi. Everyone looking a little confused as to what he did wrong, but there's a goal for number 7. That was Aaron Dunn of the Florida Nessies. Ball currently with number 7, Marcon Rahan of the Texas All-Star team. Texas looking to cut down on the Nessies' lead. Ball with number 3, Colton Coney, passes over to 9, Eric Mosher. Ordinary foul committed over there. Now down line to Serrano, looking into set, but he will pass it to number 5, Duncan. Duncan over the cage. Ness. Welcome back to the Ocala Fast Aquatics Center. Currently we are in the middle of the second period with the Florida Nessie All-Star men's team versus the Texas All-Star team. 9-6 score. Florida's up over Texas. 2 minutes remaining in this second period before halftime. Ball is up with Nicholas Duncan for Texas on offense. Over to Colton Coney. Back over to number 2, Al Ramahi. Down line to Mosher and into the middle. That is number 10, Pablo Serrano, but swept away by Meat Gundas, the Florida goalie. Ordinary foul on the outside. Looking into that set. That is number 11, Noah Tiku. Ejection called on number 3 for Florida. That is Alejandro Delgado out, giving the Texas men a chance for that goal to happen from number 9, Eric Mosher. That was a power play run by the Texas All-Star team that worked out for him. Now the score is 9-7. The Nessies are up by 2. Nessies passing the ball over on this weak side. Number 8 for the Nessies, Luke Leroy with the ball. Angry about the call here. Getting shoved underwater quite a lot. But because he hit and slapped at that water for the lack of a call. He is being ejected, as well as number 3 for the Texas All-Star team, Colton Coney. So we have a double ejection here. And I believe number 8 for Florida Nessies, Luke Leroy, is done for this game, as the ref called that a act of misconduct instead of just an ordinary exclusion. But we will see when number 8 there tries to come back in. Another ejection off of the Nessies. That was number 15 on to Watcher. So giving Texas another opportunity for this power play here. Attempted to tip it in. That was number 9, Eric Mosher. And Mosher again cleaning it up. The very end there, giving Texas another goal to get the lead of the Nessies down to 1. Nessies currently still at 9, Texas 8, with 27 seconds left in this second quarter of this game. Passing back to Alejandro Delgado and over to Levi. Ejection called on number 2 for Texas. That was Al Ramahi. And tipped a little bit of a miss pass there. Tipped outside, and now it's Texas ball with 6 seconds left on that clock. Half-court shot there, but swallowed up by the Nessie goalie, Gundas. And trying to get that full-court shot at the very end there for that goalie, Gundas, but just a little too high. That is the end of the second quarter, where we have Florida 9 with Texas 8. Now we have a 6 minute and 40 seconds left of their halftime break. The Nessies here during this halftime, choosing after their couple-minute talk to get some shooting practice on that goal. have had two very close games this morning where Texas and Georgia played earlier. Both teams, lots of changes in leads. And now we're back to the Florida Nessie versus the Texas All-Star team. Florida came out to an early lead earlier in this game, and now, just after halftime, about to start the swim-off, we have number 5 for Texas, Nicholas Duncan, swimming off against number 15 for the Florida Nessies, Ty DeWatcher, and retained by DeWatcher for the Nessies. Now, Florida Nessies looking at this counter and blocked by Evan Reynolds of the Texas All-Star team. Ball currently with number 5, Aaron Dunn, on this weak side, passing all the way over to that 1 position. Ordinary foul there. Setting it into the center, another ordinary foul committed on number 6 for Texas. And a shot off by Colton Coney, deflected and retained by the Nessies. Ball with number 15, DeWatcher. Walking it up, working it up, passes over to Delgado and into the center with number 7, Emmanuel Pardo, able to draw that penalty shot. To attempt this shot and score this shot is number 9, Lucas Levy, for the Florida Nessies, giving the Nessies a 2-goal lead again, up over the Texas All-Star team 10-8. Ball with number 5, Nicholas Duncan of Texas. Passing in, that driver tipped off and attempted a backhand helicopter by number 3, Colton Coney, but just a little too far to the left of that cage. Now Nessie on the transition offense, choosing to shoot that from about 5 meters. Then the rebound for number 6, Gage Budis, with the goal there for the Nessies. Now, most coaches that I've ever been coached by or talked to say if you have that open water there on that counterattack, keep going in. You don't have to pick the ball up at 5 meters and shoot from there. Keep faking it, walk it towards cage, move to the middle. But thankfully it worked out for the Nessies. Now we're going in and pass to the middle. That was a shot attempt by number 5, Nicholas Duncan of the Texas All-Star team. Back to Nessies on offense. Now ball with number 6, Gage. Passing down into Pardo in the center there. No calls. Hit number 7 for Texas. That was Marcon Rahan on defense. Nessie's able to get that ball back in transition. A little far of a pass by the Nessie goalie, Gundas. Now back to Texas ball. It's a pretty messy game. Lots of calls being made. Now down the pool, the Nessies go in this transition. No fouls there, even though they were pushing and shoving a lot. There's an ordinary foul. And the extra shove committed by number 10, Pablo Serrano, warrants a change of possession. Back to Nessie ball. Ball currently with number 6, Gage Budis, which is able to score. Gage Budis there with the goal for the Florida Nessies, giving them a 4-goal lead again over the Texas All-Star team. Current score is 12-8 Nessies. Ball currently with number 7, Han Rahan, for Texas All-Stars on this offensive possession. Passing over to Colton Coney. Back to Han Rahan. And back to Coney. Working the top. Coney looking up. Downside to that one position with a quick shot attempt by Eric Mosher. Looking to slow down the game, the Nessies, but there is an ejection called on number 8 of the Texas All-Star team, Joseph Johnson, that he committed during that transition, swimming over somebody's back. Nessies working the ball around, and shot and goal for number 6, Gage Budis. 2 in a row for Gage. Nessies 13, Texas 8. We're about halfway through our third period of this game. Seems there's a player needing to be taken out. Something happened, likely under the water, as lots of things that are usually missed happen because we can't see them from above the pool. I believe that is number 10, Serrano, coming out of the water for Texas. Lots of kicking and shoving happens under the water during these water polo matches. Texas still with the ball. Some drives happening back up top and into one of those drives, but just a little too far, and a ejection being called on number 15 of the Florida Nessies. That was Ty DeWatcher, but doesn't have to stay out for long as the Nessies regained the ball. Ordinary foul out there into number 11, Noah Tiku, in the middle, but popped right back out. That is Gage again. Gage Budis with the goal for the Florida Nessies. Florida Nessies 14, Texas 8. Texas is calling a timeout, trying to slow down the Nessie momentum, as they all started this quarter just 1 goals down. Texas did, and now Nessie went on a 6-goal streak there to start this quarter. End of the timeout called by the Texas team to regroup their players and their strategy here. starting play again in the third quarter of the Florida Nessie Texas All-Star Teams game. Florida Nessie is currently sitting with 14 goals opposed to the Texas 8 goals. Texas looking to cut down on that lead. And there's an ejection called on number 11. That was Noah Tiku for the Nessies, giving the Texas All-Stars a man-up opportunity. Ball with number 7 for the All-Stars, passing over to 11. That was Andrew Duncan with the goal for Texas on that man-up opportunity. Beautiful dry pass to that lefty on that weak side for righties, but strong side for lefties, and able to convert that into that goal, giving Texas their 9th goal of this game. Nessie's back on offense. Ordinary foul called. Another ordinary foul. Passed into the center. And ejection will be called on number 9. That was Eric Mosher being ejected there. Back to number 9 for the Nessies, and the goal, Lucas Levy with the goal, bringing this back to a 6-goal game. Florida Nessies up 15-9 over Texas. Hanrahan with the ball up top. Over to Davis. Working down the line, looking into the center. There's a driver now on that other side. Shot attempted by number 5, Nicholas Duncan, and cleaned up by number 11, Andrew Duncan, for the goal for Texas. Back to a 5-point game. 15-10, Florida Nessies up over Texas. Refs making sure that these teams start separated before the Nessie possession. Into that center player with the backhand. That was an attempt by Lucas Levi, but rebounded off. Now back to Texas on offense. Ball with Jackson Davis, passing over to Nicholas Duncan, and into the middle with number 11, Andrew Duncan, with the goal for Texas. Cutting this lead down to 4. Florida Nessies 15, Texas 11, with 2 minutes left in this third period. Texas attempting a comeback here in the third. Ball with Zuber for the Nessies. Down line to number 6, Budis. And taken away by number 3, Colton Coney for Texas. Going back to Texas on offense. Texas here working the ball around. Double posted, setting up. Driver drove in and stayed. That's a shot attempt from the wing, but deflected. Now the goalie will steal that ball for Texas again. That was Reynolds. Now Coney with the ball. Working it around. Back to Coney. foul inside the 6 meter. Now he's outside to number 9. That attempt was by Eric Mosher for Texas. Now back to the Nessies. Don't make that pass. That is a very risky pass by the Nessie goalie. That was Gundas giving a very contested pass there in the middle instead of choosing an outlet first. Now it's back to Texas on offense here. Players getting tired. There's 30 seconds left in this quarter. That was number 3, an attempt by Colton Coney, but number 6 deflection. That was Gage Budis for the Nessies who shot blocked that. And there's a now goal for the Nessies. That was Emmanuel Pardo with the goal for the Nessies. Back to a 4-goal lead. 16-11 over Texas. 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Trying to check how many ejections number 9 for Texas has. Turns out it's 2. So he's still allowed to play. Texas working the ball around. Back up top to number 5, Nicholas Duncan. Foul committed. Did he ever back up is my question. That was number 7 committing that foul. And a shot attempt by the Nessie goalie, Gundas, but knocked down by Evan Reynolds of the Texas All-Star team. Starting this break period between our quarters here before the final 4th period of this game. .40 seconds left. Both teams choosing to take this full break to talk about their strategy going into this 4th period. It's been a close game. Texas coming back, cutting the lead of the Nessies down to 4. Both teams now going to go line up so we can start the remaining quarter for this game. Florida versus Texas. Florida currently up 16-11. Teams lining up for the swim-off. This has been a high-intensity game here. both teams. Nessie coach Josh Weiner talking to the ref, hoping to get some clarification on some of the calls called against his players before we start this fourth quarter here. It appears swim off is about to occur from Texas player Pablo Serrano swimming off against the Nessie player Noah Tiku, who actually, Noah is going to my alma mater high school. Go Lions. Texas trying to speed this game along. They have to catch their flights later, so don't really want to be late for that. Starting this swim off, we have Super versus Tiku. Tiku able to retain that ball for the Nessies. Into number 9, that was Lucas Levy. Nessies, half their shot clock is gone. Into the middle, and a backhand attempt by Levy. Now stolen away by Gage Budis for the Nessies, giving the Nessies a new attempt, and shot by number 9, Lucas Levy for the Nessies. Florida 17, Georgia 11. Georgia with the ball here. Down to number 10 for Georgia. That is Pablo Serrano. And into the middle to Duncan, but blocked and retained. Now pushing and shoving and grabbing. There's an ejection called on Andrew Duncan, giving the Nessies a power play opportunity. They are man up. Ball with number 9, Levy passing over to Delgado, finally to Budis. Working the ball, dry passes, 3 seconds left on that shot clock. Ball was fumbled by number 3 for the Nessies, Delgado, but there is now a red card awarded to number 11 for Texas. That's Andrew Duncan earning that red card and flipping the bird to the referee as he walks to the locker room. Now, the teams should be matching up after the goal for the Nessies. At half pool, but some players are not quite at half pool or choosing to go early. still figuring out the rest of this game. We have 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter here with the Texas All-Star team versus the Florida Nessie All-Star team. This is the 18U All-Stars from both states. Current score, Florida Nessies up 17-11 over the Texas All-Star team. Texas coach looking to gain some insight as to the call that the ref made regarding his players. As a coach, it is really important to stand up for your players, whether the player made the right choice or not. So I'm happy to see that the coach is at least looking to get some perspective as to what went wrong there, how they can fix it for the future games. It is now Texas ball here with 6 minutes left in the game. Ball with Hanrahan there, about half pool. Over to Duncan, and in to number 3. That was Colton Coney, and on his back was no one other than number 6, Gage Budis. So Coney able to draw that 5-meter penalty shot, and he will take this penalty shot, and he will score this penalty shot for Texas. That was Colton Coney. 17 Nessies, Texas 12. Passing the ball over to Budis. Over to Dunn on that 4-5 side, and in to the set. That's Suber drawing a ordinary foul there. And attempted pass over to Tiku, but intercepted by number 5, Duncan, for Texas. Into set there. That's Colton Coney, but he was pushing off a little bit too much off of that defender. Little bit of a headbutt motion there, not allowed. So Florida ball after the offensive. Now Delgado with the ball up top around half pool. Into the center with number 10. That was Suber, but a offensive called. Texas ordinary foul. Passing to the weak side in this transition defense, and another penalty. 5-meter is called, this time on number 9, Lucas Levy. To attempt the penalty shot for Texas is number 5, Nicholas Duncan. And he scores. That was Nicholas Duncan for the Texas All-Star team, cutting the Nessie lead down to 4, 17-13 Nessies. Ball with number 3, Delgado, for the Nessies. Passing over to Budis on this 4-5 side right now. Ordinary foul committed. And intended for that set player, Suber, but just a little bit too high of a pass. Another ordinary foul, and passing around, getting the ball into the set, but there's a ball under and a turnover. Aaron Dunn able to push that ball under the water to give the Nessies a new offensive possession. Now in transition, ball gets over to Lucas Levy, and a goal from Lucas for the Nessies. Score is now 18-13, Nessies over the Texas All-Stars. Nessies still trying to sub and get their last player out. That is Noah Tiku over there getting subbed. Ordinary foul committed on the outside there on that 1-2 side. There's a driver, attempted pass for number 3, Colton Coney, but taken away by Gage Budis for the Nessies. Now counterattack, we have a 3-on-2 now, and that is a shot and goal for number 7, Emmanuel Pardo for the Nessies. Nessies back with a 6-goal lead here halfway through the remaining quarter of this game against Texas All-Stars. 19-13 Nessies. Texas with the ball again. Passing around to Mosher and to Davis on that 4-5 side. All the way over to the 1. Looking in at that driver, Coney, but currently Farrar attempted shot but just missed that white box. Suber with the ball for the Nessies. Over to Budis. Budis walking it up, moving it in, and shot just hit that post and skid it out. Ball with Joseph Johnson. Ejection of number 5 for the Nessies. That was Aaron Dunn with the ejection. And a shot attempt for Texas retained by the Nessies. Ordinary foul there, kind of peculiar. With the ball is number 7, and a goal for number 7, Emmanuel Pardo for the Nessies. Current score is 20-13. This is a high-scoring game, but there's also 8-minute quarters here. Texas choosing to sub some players with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game. Ball with number 7, Mark Hanrahan. Passing to Duncan on that 1-2 side. Back to Hanrahan. Over to Mosher. Mosher faking. Ejection called. Number 3 for the Nessies. That was Delgado being ejected there, giving Texas All-Stars a new penalty or ejection man-up opportunity, but Gage Budis able to recover and steal that ball, but a turnover called. And now an ejection for talking back about the ref's calls. That is an ejection on Hanrahan after a missed call there at the 2-meter on his offensive drive for that counterattack. Usually as a player you expect the call to be made there when you have the ball and there's a player on your back right in front of the goal. Usually you expect that, not just a ordinary foul or an ordinary exclusion, but you would expect the penalty. Instead, a turnover as an offensive and getting ejected. Now passing the ball around, the Texas men All-Stars are working on this 6-on-5 opportunity to that post player, number 9. That was Eric Mosher for the Texas All-Stars. Nessie's currently up over Texas 20-14. Nessie's hoping to substitute some players before the play started. But play is now resuming there. Ball with Zuber on that 1-2 side. A ordinary foul there, peculiar as both of the defenders' hands were down. That doesn't usually happen, but a nice quick pass to the other post. That was Noah Tiku with the shot from and goal for the Florida Nessies. Current score 21-14 over the Texas All-Stars. Currently number 7, Hanrahan, with the ball for Texas at the top, working it down. Looking at that post player, but a 5-meter will be called on number 9, Levy. So a penalty shot will be shot here. Looks like number 5 for Texas All-Stars, Nicholas Duncan, will be attempting the penalty shot for the Texas All-Stars. And he scored. There is a skip shot right side for the goal for Nicholas Duncan for Texas. 21-15, Nessies over the Texas All-Stars. Nessies substituting some players with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the game. Nessies also play the next game, so they might want to conserve some energy of their top scoring players. In right now, that was a ordinary foul on Gage Budis, passing over to his teammate Levi, attempting a helicopter shot, deflected off the goalie, out of bounds, with a 2-meter now and a new 20-second shot clock. And a ordinary foul committed there. Gage with a helicopter shot from about 7 meters out. That was Gage Budis with the helicopter. 22-15. Over the Texas All-Stars. With 52 seconds left in this game. Ball set in to number 10, Serrano, but taken away by the Nessie goalie Gundas. Surprisingly enough, a ordinary foul there committed on Lucas Levi. Another ordinary foul, Zuber creating some space. 10 seconds left in the shot clock, gotta get a shot off soon. Number 7, Pardo, with a rolled now for talking back to the ref after the offensive called on him. I can see where the player is coming from, however, because of the impeding the ball by the defender. You cannot hold someone and make them Texas with the ball with 16 seconds left. Working the ball over to Han Rahan. Faking, shoots, deflects off of that right post with 4 seconds left. Will he get there and get to a shot? He's inside. He cannot shoot there, and that shot will not count. That's the end of the play. That was game. Florida 22, Texas 15 here at the Ocala Fast Aquatic Facility in Ocala, Florida. Our next game will be at 11 a.m., so soon we're going to give the teams a couple minutes to warm up, but we will start a new stream for those that would like to stay and watch. This will be Florida versus the Georgia All-Star team. Thank you. We'll see you then.